This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. Solomon Wilder, quoting Walt Whitman, Song of Myself, you shall no longer take things at second or third hand, not look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the specters in books. You shall not look through my eyes either, nor take things from me. You shall listen to all sides, and filter them from yourself. Move ye with honors. Just when you think you know something, you have to look at in another way, even though it may seem silly or wrong. You must try. Now, we all have a great need for acceptance, but you must trust that your beliefs are unique, your own, even though others may think them odd or unpopular. Even though the herd may go, that's bad. Robert Frost said, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. This is a battle, a war, and the casualties could be your hearts and souls. Remove Islamic laws. Break free from Islam and religious beliefs. Hello, greetings everyone. This is me, Zahra Jawad. Just fixing my mic. I'm kind of disorientated here. Hope you can hear me. So, checking again my voice here, sound. I think I've got this wrong. Just a minute, please. Okay, I think it's better. The headphone and the mic. Okay, my voice is a bit faint here. Sorry about that. I've been quite low. The pain is on whenever I think of this, but I have to do this since it's happening in my Shia country, Iran also. So for Iran, freedom for the women. I hope Iran removes the mandatory hijab law from their country. So, of course, the hijab is for women. And so that's why I have to do this. I was thinking of coming yesterday, but I rested and was confused and in a lot of pain. So whenever I'd get up, I'd be restless. So when I got up, I was extremely restless, and it was very late in the morning here. I couldn't come live stream, and I didn't know what to do. Actually, I was very confused about things. So a little bit on my condition. The last time, I don't know if I mentioned it when I came live stream, after having come live stream for 4 hours, help for the oppressed others in unbearable pain, I got a severe headache, and so this is the problem. Whenever I want to do something beneficial
For human beings, something hits me. Even in my personal life, any achievement in sports, things, a calamity would get to me. So I couldn't achieve much for myself either, or my school and sports and things like that. So there's always a setback. I apologize greatly for that. Because of that, I cannot help much human beings out there. My battle against evil and things failed, also backfired. My help for the ones I love, that also backfired. So uh, I thought I needed a rest this time after 4 hours on this live stream. However, I came on a live stream, but I didn't mention much about this case of mine. So anything good that I've wanted in my life has, stayed away from me. And my case, yes, about my case. So realized that I have to say this if I haven't said this, and if you don't know about this, is that my silent sufferance. They must have someone took advantage of that and started to attack me in the worst way possible through metaphysical means. On the psychic level, I was attacked. Um, so thank God Facebook came, and I could post there and uh, spend my time there, most of my time, because of my condition, and it saved my life. Facebook, when I was in Karachi, when I joined it, and so I thought giving out the thing, talking about it socially outside in public would help, and they would remove this thing, but it wasn't removed. And I was attacked even more so that people would get sick and tired of my complaints. So my enemy is quite good. I sometimes used to say that even before they made me go insane, that God, you always let my enemies win, like that. So thank you, subscribers. Now I have some more here. 313. I'm grateful, that much grateful to you. Hope that you are serious about this, and I'm sure you must be if you've subscribed to me. This is very honest, upright, very frank, candid, and you know, doesn't mean to hurt anyone or make fun of anyone, but uh, things I also get hurt and get angry. So because I feel betrayed by the world, by most of the people, sometimes even my own self, maybe, and I get angry at myself at times. But I look at my intentions and they were good. So it's a bit hard, difficult for me to talk about this right now. Anyways, but I'm struggling, so you can make out from my tone, I guess. So my intentions were good, to help my loved ones, to help Karachi, the homeless, beggars, but that also backfired. And then here I am, also searching for the truth and wanting to get my message out. Now, if you're obsessed with Islam, like, my love went into an obsession the second time. If anyone says anything bad about uh, the person I love, then it would hurt me if it is not the best way to do it. Uh, so, for example, my principal was a great lady in St. Joseph's College, Karachi. And if I heard someone say anything against her, it would hurt me, although it could be true. But, the best way to do is go and complain to her on her face, say it in a best manner you can. Like if you have a boss, you don't like something at work, you can be honest and complain to your boss. But some people could be scared because, we have had the people who then keep a grudge. Like I had a teacher, if like she asked me to say something to her, and I refused. So she had held a grudge against me for 4 years in college that I was after that time. She asked me to tell her something about myself, and I didn't. I said I would tell the principal. So, yes, I can understand that some students could be scared, complaining, but what we could have done is kept a box there, and anonymously put a complaint chit inside the box that Madam Mrs. Munira Gulzar, our principal, then, she doesn't keep her promises. She told us she would do this and she didn't do it, or something like that. So I did not give this thing of this idea to my principal, and I just kept quiet, and that was wrong of me, I guess. So, you know, um, if we love someone, then it hurts us. And we have loved Imam Hussein, we Shias, Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali, and Imam Hussein. So if we say anything against Imam Hussein, if we heard anything against Imam Hussein, then it would hurt us from, outsiders. But I could see myself complaining and getting angry when I used to pray for my teacher to come back, and she wouldn't. So I got angry at Ahl Bayt, Imam Hussein, Hazrat Abbas, Bibi Sakina, 3-year-old. So I would get, later on, I got very angry and I had to stop myself like, no, this is not right. You're, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old now. And so Bibi Sakina is 3 years old and what she went through. And so I had to stop myself and retreat from this religion. So something which made me take a step back and think about it, that should I be asking from martyrs, would it be fair, when someone is being raped and you say that, oh, please pray for us that we would not be raped. So I used to think like that at that time. I started to think like that. That how terrible it is, right? That Bibi Zainab's chadar was veil was snatched away in Karbala, and then uh, we just pray to God that our children or our veils would, or that our izzat, our honor would not be, we would, how do you say it, be dishonored or molested, things like that. So at that time, I didn't think, I thought it's not right to do this, to pray to them or Allah and make them a wasila for this. We should take responsibility now for ourselves. And the environment, we cannot do much because the environment was terrible. there, and we were scared if someone molested us, even though we were rich, to go and complain against them, the poor people, the servants, or someone. Or we just let it go, and we somehow, in this dirty environment, just let it go somehow. I don't know why we did this. But then at that time, we didn't know anything better, also. That's the problem. So if it was London, something like that had happened, I don't know. I wasn't complaining properly to the police or something. So I wasn't taught like that, perhaps. And so I wouldn't go to the police. So now in all this, also reason play. Have to use reason for things and have evidence. And go to the root of everything, like what is Allah, who is Allah, and what is in the name, how did it originate? But just by saying, Allah just came from Allah. But we see later on that, I've shown in my video or live stream that Allah is not the original of Islam and monotheistic religion, but it also comes from the polytheist religion of that time, or dharm, or yeah, religion, if just for the sake of brevity, right? The way they used to worship God and call him Allah, and what was Allah. So I had wanted to get to the root of everything, and then I found myself stuck in some cases in my religion. Couldn't find the root, and the root came from another religion or polytheism, pagan Arab. So now again, I'm doing this. This time it's been quite painful. And when I listen to myself, it gets very painful. Listen to my live streams, that is. Unbearable pain on this, my condition, unbearable pain, being separated, my life not working out the way I wanted it. For my loved ones, also, never to make life difficult or miserable for them, but I guess I did that. And wanting to do justice for my principal, great principal in St. Joseph's College. In first year, like I wrote that in my diary, like, can we do justice to this great principal? So I wanted to give my best and it failed. Anyhow, so things like this also, but mostly, reading the Quran only at times, and then finding, then I found some answers to the Quran only ayats through proper answers from my Shia religion. It made sense how, this one thing in Surah Azab, this ayat that changes from Ummul Mumineen to Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, thoroughly purify you with a thorough purification. So it was all making sense, but some things still were reason. The Shia explanation also failed, along with the Sunni explanation. But then to bring the Sunni sources, and sometimes those fabricated hadiths, like I've shown, made sense because of what's written in the Quran ayats. So comparing them, even if the Sunnis say that this is a fabricated hadith of theirs in their books, or this is a fabricated story on Prophet Muhammad, against Prophet Muhammad, but I found a Quran ayat, and then I would take that fabricated so-called hadith. So you can see how I've done my research. I cannot give it a name. I can just show you how step by step every time I do my research. Uh, so you can see this, and if you like, you can do the same, right? It's something to do your own research. As for being obsessed with this religion or loving Prophet Muhammad to no end, well, that I'm really sorry. You may get angry at me for doing this, and I also get angry because I feel that all this time for example, if I've been explaining and you're with me, and then one day you come here and you say something which I feel is dishonest, or I see the deception in you, and another day you're following me, you're quiet, you're agreeing with me, and then all of a sudden you disagree, or you bring out something for Islam. That would make me exasperatingly angry. Because, okay, one thing I have to have, I want, okay, my condition makes me angry, but, because I have less energy. So when you don't have that energy, it frustrates you. So as I'm doing my work also here to show people against Islam, on right basis, on the evidence and what I found. But another thing that makes me angry is dishonesty. If I if I suspect someone being dishonest, like recently, so even if it's like the person is quite polite and all this, but the polite dishonesty is even worse than the very honest. Like in the beginning, if you had come here and if you had gotten angry at me, so in this Urdu, I don't know in English if there's a saying similar to this. They say "meethi churi se katna" kisi ko, you know. So you come out quite good on this, good behavior, and uh, but me, you know, I won't come out good because I'll be very angry, detecting uh, on the level behind your facade of understanding and all this. You showing that but I hate the dishonesty and I may suspect it, although your intentions may be right. But just to warn you people that I think I've been betrayed by someone very close who, like covert narcissist type person. So that makes it, if I detect from my side, if I feel, I suspect some dishonesty in you, and you have, you come in a very loving, kind manner, I'll get angry one day. And then this person said, "Oh, it's how quickly you get angry." And another thing is, an enemy of mine would say, "Don't come on social media and don't tell people your thing." Because like I explained earlier, that why I came for my case here, one reason was that the enemy was taking undue advantage of my silent suffering and had attacked me to no end. In year 1999 it started. So they thought, as a dignified person, I would not complain or say anything, and not troubling people, I would keep quiet. But thank God social media came out and Facebook came out, and I came out with it. And I also came out with the fact that they're trying to make me go insane. Schizophrenia, I came out with that. वरना तो लोग शर्माते हैं ना ये बातें बोलना. कुछ लोगों को शर्म आती है ना, नहीं नहीं छोड़ दो, और for some reason or the other, they feel shy. Yes, and I also was a shy person. Like I wouldn't, when I had chronic fatigue, I wouldn't tell my friends that I have chronic fatigue. I have chronic fatigue. So they would think that I'm moody or something. Some of them, you see. Okay, how much time has gone? Sorry. Explaining again about my health and why I use social media and where I get angry. Uh, so someone could not, someone can use this to provoke me, my weakness, and my case. And please be honest, people. Okay. Uh, so, for me, it's even worse to tell someone, a Pakistani coming on MSN Messenger, me trusting him because he said he's Ismaili. So it's even worse to tell one person like that, trust them on the messenger when you can't even trust your own father, your own shadow. How I was gullible enough to trust him. So it's worse. I think the to give out your secrets because of your condition, your case condition, and all this out publicly, not one on one, not with one person, just and even friends I felt could not take it or get it that I have voices are coming and this is my condition. So would not understand. Okay, I've done my best to explain, and if I've missed something, I'm really sorry. To just warn you that I get angry and don't try to, uh, you know, use that weakness, undue advantage, taking undue advantage of my condition and weaknesses. Okay, what does Allah really want? So He wants, I realized, the single community does not want, no, He wants, sorry, He wants single community because here we are told in these two Quran ayats, Surah 10, verse 19, Surah 2, verse 213. Mankind was of one religion or one community before their deviation. So Allah wants one community, yeah, here. But then later on, I'll go on this. What does Allah want from the polytheists? Whereas, what's the difference between wasila and taking partners besides Allah? And what's the difference that the polytheists, for example, um, had these intercessors. So in Surah Yunus again, 10th Surah of the Quran, verse 18, and they worship other than Allah that which neither harms them nor benefits them, and they say these are our intercessors with Allah, not partners. But the word Allah uses is they worship other than Allah. The phrase here for them, worship, and the word is worship. They worship other than Allah. So this puts the policies in a great problem. Now the Shias would uh, understand the intercessors of Allah, but here to explain it to the Shias would be difficult. They worship other than Allah to show them, not explaining them, but you can see where something's gone wrong. So doesn't fall into place properly against the polytheists when they say that they worship other, they say these are our intercessors with Allah. So, you can use the word ibadah, the Arabic word for worship, and you can see that it consists of obedience to Allah. It's the one condition is obedience. Worship consists of, ibadah consists of. And so we are told in the Quran ayats that obey Allah and obey the Messenger. So are we not indirectly asked to worship, Prophet Muhammad, and then there's a direct verse in Surah Fatiha. Oh, sorry, not Surah Fatiha. Oh, Surah Fat. Exalt him, help him, and all this. And there's a certain, God knows, a mistranslation of that verse or misunderstanding about that verse in Surah Fat, ayat verse 9, whether to exalt the name of the messenger night and day or Allah's name. So there's this confusion or something, mistranslation or misunderstanding. But actually, in the Quran ayats, if you look at the word ibadah, wasila, and what obedience to Allah consists of worship of Allah, and obedience to the messenger consists of worship of Allah by obeying the messenger. So it would be a messenger would be a partner to Allah. And this is the form of worship to Allah. So I hope you get it. I cannot explain in better ways. I'll try to come again and try to explain it in a better way, perhaps. But right now, you'll have to do with this kind of explanation of mine. So I will come to this verse later on in detail. Let's see how many hours it takes. And if it's long, please do go through the last bit, because sometimes my thing takes momentum in the last part where I say something which, is everything, sums up everything, and then you can understand it properly. Or that part which I give in the last part of my live stream, you understand the whole thing in the end. So better to listen to the whole thing live stream, even if it's for 3 hours. I'm really sorry, or 2 hours, or 1 hour. So now start with this. What does Allah want? This is what I started with. And Allah wants us to be a single community. And this is what we taught about Prophet Muhammad when he came and wanted to make the Jews, Christians, and polytheists come under one Allah. And Islam, surrender your will to Allah or submit your will to Allah. Under one umbrella, oneness would be great. And we thought of this religion as a great religion, bringing completing, as on this day we completed your religion. So the Jews waiting for their Messiah, Jesus Christ, they would not accept as their Messiah. And then the Christians stopped at Jesus Christ, thinking that there would not be another prophet after Jesus Christ. He is now he is the Son of God, and he is the Messiah that God had promised in their scriptures, earlier scriptures. But then to bring the Jews and the Christians together, Prophet Muhammad came, we thought, and brought Islam. And on this day, we completed your religion, perfected it, and made for you Islam. So we saw this as a greatest monotheistic religion, the last part. Not that we put Prophet Muhammad above all the other prophets, but that, God has completed his religion with Prophet Muhammad, and now the Jews, Christians, and even the polytheists would come under one umbrella of oneness of Allah, oneness, one religion, one community, one humanity. But and we look down upon the polytheists, saying that they have these different gods for every day, and what is this? And so we thought this religion was the great religion, but now it's turned out to be the worst. Because some of its punishments are draconic. and they should not be meted out, because cutting off hands, and for adultery, stoning or whipping, things like that. Stoning doesn't happen. I don't think so in Islam. Stoning takes place for the Shias, especially, but some other form like whipping or what do you call it? Caning, 100 times. I forgot that other word in the Quran ayat. What word is used in the Quran ayat for adultery, whipping, for whipping. Okay, so I apologize for that. Okay, so since Allah wanted one religion for all mankind, but then in other verses we are told that. So wait a minute. First, before proceeding, I on this Surah Tawbah 213, I was like reading, and there was this in this brackets before the deviation, and I like had a very. I was frustrated. Like, why do they write here before deviation? So no, they're right here. To put this in brackets before that deviation, I correct myself. I was wrong because I found the verse in the Quran, Surah Yunus, ayat 19, and mankind was not but one community, but then they differed. So here, they differed is not in brackets. So I correct myself on this. Thank God I remembered to do this when I found Surah Yunus, ayat 19. I realized my mistake here in one of the live streams. I was very frustrated and said, why do they put this, that mankind deviated? So in a, frustrated, rude manner, I said it. I apologize for that. And then now, Surah Maida, ayat 27, we are told that these two sons of Adam, and I read the Bible, and from the Bible, Wikipedia, and their websites, I found out that Cain and Abel were the earliest sons of Adam and Eve. So now, why does this split take place here when they are from Adam, the sons of Adam? One sacrificed, we are told, well, whatever the explanation, you can go through the explanation. Intention was, one's intention was good, the other one's intention was not good. And so that's why the split happened here, and the jealousy, and then one killed the other. One son of Adam killed the other son, his brother. So when was mankind one community? Another point comes up too. Since we are told that the sons of Adam, very earlier ones are Cain and Abel, Abil and Kabil, I think in Arabic. This happened. Surah Maida ayat 27. So when was mankind one single community? Although this is what we're told in other ayats. Let me just go off from my notes and come to Chrome. Okay, we have from Surah Maida ayat 48. Let me read this ayat. And unto thee, O Prophet, have we vouchsafed this divine writ, setting forth the truth, confirming the truth of whatever there still remains of earlier revelations, and determining. So it's a very long ayat, but let me find. We appointed a different law and way of life. And if God had so willed, he could surely have made you all one single community, but he willed it otherwise, in order to test you by means of what he has vouchsafed unto you. Vie than one another in doing good works. So reason is given why this happened in order to test you, but God willed. However, he he would have surely made you one single community. So he wanted one single community, but if had he willed, he would have made you one single community, but he tests you by means of what he has vouchsafed unto you. Oh, so can't explain this ayat further, but okay. So I'm not saying that he willed us to go astray. I'm just saying that although it was his will that we, if God, it was his will that he, you know, keep us in one single community, make us one single community, but that in order to test us, he gave us a free will. Free will comes in, right? So you choose now what, and you can vie one another in good works. So he's made all the laws clear to us, we are told in the Quran ayats, with evidence. So I've shown that the evidence is not sufficient. And there's lacking of evidence because of Quran ayats, that there's discrepancies in the Quran ayats. So he gave us free will here. It's not that God willed that that we go astray. Like some people might say to you, by using some Quran ayats, but we have to see all the Quran ayats, you know. Sometimes he does say, yes, God wills that you go astray. But his will to go make you go astray is not to make you go astray. His will is like you look at the big picture, and there's this will of God, but it doesn't interfere with your will. That's what we were told. But then there's a discrepancy. So we have to find out when the God's will stops and your will starts. So it's when God says in the Quran, He willed that these people go astray. It's because actually it was their will that they go astray. They did not listen. So there are many ayats like this. They did not hear. They did not see. They didn't want to see the right path. So I'm not saying that the Quran ayats where it says God willed us to go astray means that He truly willed us to go astray, or He willed Satan to go astray, or things like that. I'm saying that I agree to but it doesn't make sense. Although, however, there's a kind of a confusion. But overall, I can say is that God's will, you have to understand, is He's just. He cannot will you to go astray. However, the way it's put in the Quran is at times like that, okay, He willed you to go astray. Because you willed to go astray. You didn't want to listen and contemplate or reflect on and take the guidance that God had sent down through the prophets and books. So I hope I made that bit a little clear to you. However, what I'm saying here is that here we're told, unto every one of you, have we appointed a different, my English is a little bit different from what, so sorry I make these mistakes. Unto every one of you have we appointed a different law and way of life. And if God had so willed, He could surely have made you all one single community. But he willed it otherwise. In brackets, it's put, in order to test you by means of what he has vouchsafed unto you. So he's given you a free will. Remember that, right? So, okay, he single community. This is what he wanted: unity in humanity and in the laws, religious laws. If you follow them, you will never, never go astray. Like Prophet Muhammad said, according to the Shias, in his last speech, what do you call it? Khutbah. That if you hold on to these two things, the Quran and my itrat, my family members, you will never, never go astray. But if you hold on, it's up to you. So you will do good. So there's no let's say I'm not debating that. What I'm debating is that if God had said one community and it's our will, and He prefers, His will is one single community, but He tests us. He's given us free will. So, this one single community, when was it one single community? When, okay, and there's another ayat here also that says, for had God so willed, He could surely have made you all one single community. This is Surah Nahl, ayat 93. However, He lets go astray him that wills to go astray. Now, here in this Quran ayat, you see, I cannot dispute this because it says, however, He lets go astray him that wills. You see, so it doesn't mean that God wills that you go astray, but that He lets him go astray. He does not apply His will on human beings because they will to go astray. So you have the choice whether to take this path or to take another path or to take the, whichever path you want to take, the right path, the wrong path, the middle path, the moderate path, the neutral path. Like in Najul Balagha, Imam Ali says, if you take the neutral path, then you are not of me. You're not following me. Something like this, to this effect. Sorry, I can't put it in a better way. So either you are my enemy or you're my friend. Like that. You cannot be neutral. Right? In Najul Balagha, it's put by Imam Ali, it's stated there. Okay, I hope I've made myself clear. So, and then I correct myself on this, that God will, if God had willed, we would have been single community. But now I'm asking, due to this ayat, Surah Maida ayat 27, when were we single community? When only Adam and Eve were there? That's it? That's when we were single community? So if Adam was an imam also, then his one child against another of his child, which is two brothers, earliest children of his, and recite to them the story of, so here, this even from Adam's loins that come, that the descendants were, so one of them forgot so quickly. You know that ayat from Adam's loins, from the souls, whatever that, am I not your Lord? And we said yes. So here, very quickly, God gives free will, and you see Adam's sons practicing this. One offered a sacrifice, it was accepted from the one, but not from the other. So the other also offered a sacrifice, but that sacrifice was not accepted. And there's a whole story behind it. You can read that story why it was not accepted. Intention, his intention was not clean. So intention is very important also. You can learn a lesson, but then the community, you see, had God willed, single community. Mankind, and then the Surah Baqarah 213, mankind was one single community. And then God sent prophets. So if you read Surah Baqarah, ayat 213, mankind was of one religion, a community actually. It doesn't say deen, it says ummat. And so it's one community before their deviation. Then Allah sent the prophets. Then Allah sent the prophets as bringers of good tidings and warners, right? But we are told the first person to be on earth was Adam, was was a representative of God, meaning a caliph, Khalifa. So this ayat then does not make sense if you take the other ayats of the Quran into consideration, where Adam was sent as what? Sorry, where am I going? So I'm going to Chrome again to search for that verse. Hazrat Adam was God's sent to earth, as God's representative. So let's see how many. Okay, so let's go to the Shia site. Muhammad Ali Shomali, Self Knowledge, second edition. The representative of Allah on earth. You can see, you can read the article. I think I don't have to read the article here. It's going to take a lot of time. But there came after them an evil generation who wasted the prayer and followed lust. So they shall encounter error, right? Surah 19, verse 59. Khalifat Rasulullah. O Dawood, surely we have made you a viceroy. This verse of the Quran, where's the Adam verse? I am going to play. See, and when you, this is the one. Surah Baqarah 30. And when your Lord said to the angels, I'm going to place in the earth a Khalifa, they said, what will you place in it? Such as shall make mischief in it and shed blood, and we celebrate your praise and extol your holiness. He said, surely I know what you do not know. Right? So Adam was sent down as a Khalifa. Adam was also made for this position, a Khalifa. Appointing exclusive to Adam. Was that appointing or not? The answer is negative. As we saw before, Daud was Khalifa. Certainly Moses, Jesus, noble prophet, and some other prophets were also Khalifa. Some scholars use the following verse as one of the reasons to prove that it was not exclusive to Adam. So was that appointing exclusive to Adam or not? So we're not looking for the exclusiveness, but just to show you that Adam was made for earth to become a Khalifa here. Okay? So this ayat should be enough, right? Now we go back to Surah Baqarah ayat in my notes. Mankind was one religion. Then Allah sent the prophets. So it has to be on earth. When on earth was mankind one ummat, one community? Then Allah sent the prophets as bringers of good tidings. Before even Adam was made for the earth, there were people here and they were of one community then. Right? Then Allah sent the prophets as bringers of good tidings. There's a fallacy, there's a thing in this ayat itself. Can you see it? So please, if you're going to, sometimes we uh, follow a religion blindly, we don't see it. But use your reason and question and leave your fears behind. Because if you love the truth and justice, and if you loved your religion because of its truth, standing on justice, and then you come across, you leave the fear behind because you're examining, what is that height of justice in my religion, in my Shia religion, that I can tell the world, I can proclaim the Lord's praises and bounties, like it says in Surah Dhaha. So I also set out to proclaim, wow, I will praise you, Psalms of David, Solomon in the Bible. Oh Lord, if you help me, my enemies after me. So you see here also this, I wasn't going to go against my religion, but I was, because of the sake of truth and justice, to show in every way, whichever way shaitan or the mind comes and the will of a person comes, the bad way, because you've sold yourself to the world. Whichever way shaitan comes from, I will secure this religion. I will proclaim the bounties and proclaim the grace of your Lord, i.e., the prophethood and all other graces. But the bounty of the Lord rehearse and proclaim, right? Surah, it's not Surah Dhariyat, it's Surah Dhaha. So to my shock, I found that I couldn't find an answer to the questions I had on some of the ayats, questionable ayat, Surah Ahzab, verse 37, Surah Nur, ayat 33, the way God has put it, like, do not compel these women, girls who want to remain chaste into prostitution if they wish to remain chaste. And God is forgiving after their compulsion. Like the way God has put it in that ayat, I questioned it and I couldn't find a reasonable answer for it in Shia Islam either. Not only Sunni, but Shia Islam either in the commentary section. So this failed also in my life. I had a religious crisis. So I look at it this way. So any kind of dishonesty in this, please look at it because it really makes me very angry. Already I can see how many years people have been misguided through this religion. We loved Imam Hussein and Mother Khamkhar, Bibi Fatma Zahra, and and we were so attached. Our hearts became so attached to them that it has been bleeding. My heart's been bleeding seeing this every time I see this. It's not easy for me. To show and even see this and then to share it. And also my eloquence in this English language and any, even my mother tongue would not be enough. I'm not a teacher like that, like a professional teacher. I have no practice in that, or a religious scholar, far away from it. Okay, now, so look at this. The ayat doesn't make sense, even this one. Surah Baqarah ayat 213. Okay, here in Surah Yunus ayat 19, we are told that mankind was not but one community. Again, it says this, one ummat. But then they differed. And if not for a word that preceded from your Lord, it would have been judged between them immediately concerning that over which they differ. So, what word? The word of Jesus Christ, word, Prophet Muhammad, Ahmad, word, praise, the one who praised Allah, maybe that word. So, that's why if this mercy of mankind, also Rasulullah, had not been there, they would have been ruined, gharqed, we say in our language. Gharq ho jate, ruined. But since the Prophet or the Imam was there and is here, they are not ruined, even though mankind is not of one community at this time. But here, look at this. Mankind was of one religion. Oh, goodness, again. One community. Then Allah sent the Prophet. Then Allah sent the prophets. Again, bleeding, to show you. Please see this. Send the prophets as bringers of good tidings. Then. So where was mankind? One single community. And this verse doesn't make sense. Read it, you'll find out. Because I've shown you reasonably, right? Showing with reason, logic, and text, Quran verses. Now again, we have another problem here. This is also a bleeding thing. Difference between wasila and taking partners besides Allah. But here, very easy, because Surah Yunus ayat 18 says, and they worship like they worship the wasilas. Okay, now let's read it, how God puts it, how God reasons with them and tells them. And they worship other than Allah that which neither harms them nor benefits them. And they worship other than Allah that which neither harms them nor benefits them. And they say, the polytheists say, these are our intercessors with Allah. Intercessors. Remember, I've put it in bold. Say, do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens? Do you think they were informing Allah by saying this? Now look at the questioning, look at the reason given to them. To them this. But there's a wasila in Islam also, Muhammad Rasulullah. Oh, so I'm just wondering how the Shias are going to come to me. Right? They worship other than Allah. Yes, I saw that. But here, come here, Shias. Say, do you inform Allah of something He does not know? Now you see, there are people who can harm us, but here Allah said neither harms them nor benefit them. Now, if you take Prophet Muhammad and you obey him, what are we told? And if you listen to Prophet Muhammad, other than Allah, what happens to you? You will benefit in this life and the hereafter, wouldn't you? So it's for Allah who He chooses to make wasilas, and it's a benefit for us. Like the stars are a benefit. They guide us in the night if we're lost in the desert without a phone. You know, the ships, the stars are like a lighthouse for them. The travelers in the night, a long time ago in ancient times, I was told they followed the stars. This is the North Star, and so they were like guides to them. So here in Surah 10, Ayat 18, the way God reasons, do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens? Huh? Now turn it around. What if these poor polytheists had said to Prophet Muhammad when he says, when the Quran ayats say, He is the mercy of Allah sent down, He is Mubashir, good news, He gives the good news to you. He's the light sent down, or the Quran, some Sunni Muslims say the Quran is the light. But some Shia say he's also the light, Prophet Muhammad. Say, do you inform Allah of something he does not know in the heavens or on the earth? Is this a good way to reason with them? This is a fallacy. This fails. This is not a good reason. This is like a covert narcissist giving you an answer, right? Because remember the intercession, there's an intercession in the Quran, ayats, as for the believers. Believers, Allah, Messenger. Here, later on, you see this? Seek, okay, Surah 5, verse 35. Seek the means of approach to Him. Okay, there's something here of difficulty in the Sunni Muslim and the Shia Islam. Sunni Islam and Shia Islam. So a Sunni would say, yeah, but where's, or a Muslim non-Shia would say, yeah, but what about fasting, namaz, 5 times prayers? So seek means of approach to Him, wasilas. Okay, so if here, let me show you this one. Surah 4, Nisa, verse 64. If, when they had wronged themselves, they had come to you, so you can simply fast and ask forgiveness, or you can simply pray and in your prayers directly ask God for forgiveness. But no, here we're told 64 that they had come to you, meaning you doesn't mean God, messenger of Allah, asked forgiveness from God, and the messenger had asked forgiveness for them. So now Muslims, here the Sunni Muslims fail to defend their selves, that there is, the wasila is these methods, system of worshipping, but not the messenger of Allah and not the imams, and not even be Fatma Zahra, the daughter of the messenger of Allah. So here, those Muslims fail who say that only the means of approach to Allah, Him, is prayers and direct asking from God and direct communion, not through the Rasulullah, not through a human wasila, not through saints even. But here we are told, if when they had wronged themselves, they had come to you and asked forgiveness from God, and the messenger had asked forgiveness for them, they would have found God relenting, merciful. And what about that verse? If you love Allah, follow me. Allah will love you. Then we have this verse I haven't given in my notes here. So this verse now. Surah Maida at 55, verily your wali, protector, helper, or friend, or whatever you may put here, is none other than Allah, but that's not the only Allah. It's not only Allah. Sorry, it's not only Allah. It's His messenger and the believers. Those who perform a salat and give zakat. Now, Shias have a rakiun, as they bow down, as they do the ruku, they give something. So Shias, you can see, if you read in context, you'll find out who this believer is. Because you see, here we are told in, okay, Surah Zumar again against the polytheists, ayat 3. We only worship them because they bring us nearer to God. So some seeing these ayats, some Sunni Muslims and non-Shia Muslims, if we don't call them Sunni Muslims, just Muslims, but non-Shia Muslims, they look at these ayat and stay away from wasilas and meaning intercessors and all. And then look at this ayat. Now here, the believers are told, Surah Nisa ayat 59, O you who have believed, obey Allah and obey the messenger and those in authority among you. If you disagree over anything, refer to Allah and the messenger. If you should believe in Allah and the last day, that is the best way and best end result. Not even better, it is the best. Now, what is the best? You know, what is, there's this best, better, and bad. In Arabic, there are words for it. Like this is haram, this is makruh, and then this is mustahab. What is the word for it? Like that. This is the best. Now, the non-Shia Muslims say that their leaders, whichever country, like for example, GCC, Arab countries, Muslim countries, if you disobey the leader, the one who's in authority among you, you've chosen him, then that's a crime. It's a religious crime, right? So Shias and Sunnis have a different perspective on this ayat. And then here I would ask the Shias, oh, you have believed. Then Imam Ali becomes the one vested with authority. Then Imam Ali takes, he's the Amir al-Mu'mineen, he's the chief of the believers. Here, Imam Ali was that believer who perform as-salat and give zakat as Jibrail came in the mosque, we are told. So in context to Shia sources, reading this ayat. And they are in raki'un, meaning in that ruku. So Imam Ali did this in the mosque when Jibrail came as a beggar. Oh God. 69 girls XYZ find love on the best dating site. Okay, we have this. Iran's president may be scared of these coming. Show or hide? Show. Okay, view deleted message. Okay, I deleted it. Or view the delete. Okay, find love on the best dating site. 69 girls, we have 69 girls.xyz saying, find love on the best dating site. What shall we do with you 69 girls XYZ? How do you find love? On the best dating site. Where's your dating site? Where's that site? Is it called Find Love on the Best Dating Site? So another problem we have here is dating and finding love. So, being scared in Iran, the religious scholars that our girls are going to go into this. There's a lot of this outside. So, do you want this, or do you want your daughters strict? It's the responsibility of the religious scholars and the leaders to keep us safe and protected from these dating sites and bad sites, X-rated sites, and selling girls. Oh yes, so Iran, you know, um, will be facing these problems. But why not give our girls the responsibility to decide for themselves when they come of age? You see, because here we're told also when they come of age. Where are we told in Surah Nisa, I think? Orphans, when the orphans come of age, or Surah Baqarah. So sorry, your prophet, some of you believers cannot, if you cannot marry orphans, then marry 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can't even take care of orphans without marrying them, by making them a sister, giving them shelter, giving them, roti, kapra, or makan, giving them love, care, loving care. Wadudo, God is Wadudo. Ya Wadudo, loving care, loving kindness. God, very, very good God happening, coming. So today, for the Iranian bravest, you're the bravest of hearts. Iranians, although they say it is a rebellion, but one day it's going to be a revolution. They came out fearless because of Masa Amini, right? So let's see if the did I Mahsa Amini, sorry, yeah, Mahsa. How the death of Mahsa Amini pushed Iranian women. Outlookindia.com. Can't see this, but I have to see it, the pictures. You can read Wikipedia, and you know all about this, right? Presuming. We are risking death. Iranians on Mahsa Amini protest. So you see, Iran will have these people coming, dating and all this, but not to get intimidated. Why should we get intimidated by this? So also thinking whether strict laws, to force people to do, not to do adultery, to force people not to fornicate, not to go on dating sites like these, not to sell themselves for sex. Not to sleep around without being responsible human beings. So At one point, I said, okay, strict laws should be there to protect our people, and there are strict laws. And if you drive and you make a mistake, you know, you can have an accident if you make a mistake. Then you'll be fined for the accident. You'll have to pay. So you have to be forced at some time. Forced meaning, strict laws are there. You'll be fined. So is that right in the long run for our girls, young girls, or is the Islamic Shia, Islamic hijab system right? So debate on that, because then we have these people coming here. I mean, no, it's here now. So do you want a permissive society? But I didn't realize that how the women are manhandled in Iran just because they didn't wear the hijab properly. And this manhandling is not Islamic either. So this is also wrong. And as we may think we are doing good for our daughters, sisters, mothers, but are we really? I don't know. We have to take every case and look at it. So it's hard work. Uh, I think another way should have, like for Karbala, also Imam Hussein sacrifice, I started to think, could there have been another way? Right? So looking at it, is there another way? Like a hijab should not be mandatory in any country, Shia Islamic country. Like it's not in the UAE and in some GCC countries, even Oman, it's not mandatory. Saudi Arabia, it's mandatory, and Iran, it's mandatory. Now, Saudi Arabia has its different Islam, and Iran has a different Islam. So, you see, while we put our girls in hijab, mandatory, we can go doing mutas. Is that fair? So, I feel Islamic laws are not fair to the women. If the women have to be obedient because men have are more powerful and are given more, like they are the earners, breadwinners, or something like this. We are told in the. I'm trying to find. You see, I feel I had this insight that uh, women have to be obedient to men because of this. Okay, the reason is given in the Quran ayat, but men. Okay, so is that a good reason that you know, maybe because we were told Sayyid will explain very nicely to us, okay? They can even slightly beat them in the end. In the end, okay? So we were told, and that was good. Nice example. Reason given, okay, in the end. But it shouldn't come to that. Unless the woman is totally disobedient, very rebellious, completely out of hand, nothing, no discipline. So shouldn't we tell the women, okay, you know, reasonably explain to her, take the responsibility, things like that. But as Sayyid would say, we've reasonably explained to her. Then we come to, so there I cannot win the Shia, right? Shias on that ayat, because God has given a great reason. And in the end, lightly beat her. So here Imam Ali explains the ayats and says that even though you find good in women, don't reportedly good things. Do not obey them. Like men are not supposed to obey the women, even if there is reportedly good in them. Good things so that they may not attract you to the evils. Reportedly good. See here? So this is the sermon of Imam Ali, compiled by Sharif Razi Najul Balagha, part 1, the sermons, sermon 80. So thanks to my going around trying to find that, maybe I can see how great this religion is. Until one Shia ex-Muslim, I heard her video on YouTube, and she told her fellow a man, ex-Muslim, that, Imam Ali, you find this in Sermon 80, or the man said it, or the lady, ex-Muslim said it, a Shia. So even if the man was ex-Muslim, non-Shia, their fourth caliph is Imam Ali. So I'm grateful to them, and I looked at this, I checked it, and now, what can I say about this? Oh, people, women are deficient in faith, deficient in shares, deficient in intelligence. That's it. Women are gone. And he explains about the Quran ayats, and this is for women, all women. So don't obey them. So beware of the evils of women. Be on your guard even from those of them who are reportedly good. Do not obey them, even in good things, so that they may not attract you to evils. Oh my goodness. So I think the rebellion in Iran is good. It will, in the long run, be very good for Iran. God, something's happened to my eyes. Trying to put the strongest glasses here, but okay, it's focusing a little bit better. Um, do you see this? A moment of silence. And then you can't take care of the orphans, we are told. Okay, so the Shias are going to say, and the Muslims, that this is in rare cases about the orphans, right? Surah Nisa, I think. Mary, 1, 2. Quickly, if you fear, what kind of religion? Oh, this is a great religion, but if you fear, it's covered many things, good things for the good people and the bad people. It's covered everything. It hasn't left a stone unturned, this religion. And if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with the orphan girls, then marry other women of your choice. How many Arabs, Muslims, sorry, I'm not trying to pick on Arabs, Iranians, how many of you have married more than one? Because you fear that you will not be able to deal justly with orphans, orphan girls. What kind of a verse is this? Then marry other women of your choice. Other in brackets they put. You always have to put brackets to correct. Goodness. Something has gone wrong somewhere here in this religion. I hope you will give freedom to the women. I hope even Saudi Arabia would change. And this also is not good, this Western type. Find love on the best dating site, okay? I disapprove of this, but you know what? This also I disapprove of Islam. So I went to Jiddu Krishnamurti, best, and then Muji Baba now, Muji ji. And no, you have to give, when they come of age, you have to give them the responsibility, trust. You tell your children you trust them. And how to build that trust in your children. You have to be an example of that trust. It's not like this one story I know that one Muslim couple, non-Shia, they eloped. Then they went to abroad. They had kids and all. Now they were so strict with their female daughters that the father was not allowing them to meet the cousins, male cousins, in the house, under their being chaperones, parents being chaperones. So, and so strict about Islam, like it's on the other side, like the Wahhabi, Salafi side, completely against Shia Islam, associating no one, call on no one other than Allah later on in their lives. But before that, they, someone told me that they had eloped and got married. They ran away and got married. This Muslim couple, sorry. Hello, do you see the irony in this? Huh? But their own children, daughters, very strict when they came back to Karachi. Now, do you see the irony in this Islam? And if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with the orphan girls, what? Then marry other women. No one may have, those who knew about this would not say anything at that time because, apostasy. You can't question this. Ali Khamenei said, you dare not. Recently, I heard in the news, I don't know how far it's true, you, no one dare challenge, like go against Islamic Republic or Islam here. Huh? So those, earlier on, people were very scared of Muslims. Uh, and the laws in Islam, you could get killed for even questioning. But I thought as a Shia that we could question it until some years back in Wikipedia, I heard there's a punishment for apostasy also in Shia Islam, Jafri sect. So, okay, so now here in this ayat, what's the ayat number? I have to go into Wikipedia to find out the ayat number. Oh no. So if you fear that you shall not be able to deal, just say. Let's see. Surah Nisa ayat 3. Quran.com. Thank you. Look at this. How many of you got it right? What? And if you fear that you will not deal justly with the orphan girls, are you being told to get married to orphan girls? So if you fear that's your preference to get married to orphan girls. Wow, amazing, right? No. Why can't you make them your sisters? Adopt your parents can adopt them, or you can make them your daughters. You can't. Surah As-Safars. He's not your real son. So now you have to get married to na mahram, mahram. To make her a mahram, you, this is how you help the orphan girls by getting married to her. Has there been a time when Prophet Muhammad has not wanted to marry some? Yes, Quran ayat. If a believing woman wants to give herself to you, and if you wish, Salam Iran, right? So here then marry those that please you of other women. Now who's going to take care of these orphan girls if every one of you fears, Muslim believers, that you will not be able to deal justly with the orphan girls? And the one who does not fear to deal justly with orphan girls will marry her. And what if she does not want to marry him? And then we have, you see, do they have a choice? Ask yourself, do these orphan girls even have a choice? But you say, okay, I will take care of you. I will deal justly with you because you are an orphan. I prefer you since the Quran ayat has said this. And I'm marrying you to help you. So you get married to me. Even though my choice is not in it, but Islam has told me, okay? Islam has told me to marry you and take care. That's the way I can take care of you. Then we have believing women who offer yourselves, who offered themselves to the Prophet. It's his choice. Here, he has a choice. We have made lawful for you your wives to whom you have paid their full dowries, as well as those bondwomen in your possession whom Allah has granted. This one, I think. Let's see. Surah Azab ayat 50. Yeah, I think it's the Prophet. So, aunts whom emigrated with you, and a believing woman, if she gives herself to the Prophet, and if the Prophet wishes to marry her. So, and if the Prophet doesn't wish to marry her, then he doesn't marry her. So the Prophet has a choice. This is only for you, excluding the other believers. Do you see this? lopsided. We may find good. Okay, uh, the reason that the Shias may give and the Muslims may give us is that he's a prophet. He, there is no fear in him. He doesn't have the fear. If he marries a orphan, he knows he's the one. Mercy, he'll deal with her justly, right? And he married Aisha because Abu Bakr trapped him into it. He married Hafsa because Umar trapped him. I mean, according to Shia's son. Oh, so if she gives herself to the Prophet, and if the Prophet wishes to marry her. So, meaning Aisha was a little girl or a girl who was not a orphan, but there Abu Bakr trapped him to marry his daughter. Did he? Can he? And another thing is here. If the Prophet wishes to marry her, this is only for you, excluding the other believers. We certainly know what we have made obligatory upon them concerning their wives and those their right hands possess. So much marriage and right hands possess. We have, there is brotherhood also, this. So I know what the Shias are going to say, and I'm not going to debate about this, but just brush on this hadith, just show you the hadith. Oh, sorry, the ayat, and then show you this hadith. What hadith was I going to? Brotherhood. Brotherhood. Prophet Muhammad made. Is it a hadith? The verse about the brotherhood of believers with each other, which says the believers are but brothers, so make settlement between your brothers and fear Allah that you may receive mercy. Surah 49, verse 10. So Abu Bakr was made the, does this Abu Bakr? Abu Bakr and just starting here with the, don't mean to pick on Sunni Shia, anything. Kitab al-Fadail al-Sahaba. The book, okay. This is Sahih Muslim, book 31. Number 5698. Is this the one? Where's the making of brotherhood? No, sorry, this is not the one. Making of brotherhood by Prophet Muhammad. And the sisterhood among among the females of Islam, Muslim females. How the Prophet instilled brotherhood among Muslims. So you can read this. Oh. Right? How then there was this that Abu Bakr and Umar took each other for brothers, Ali and Prophet Muhammad brothers, like that happened. I don't know, I can't find the Shia hadith for it. So this the prophet paired. Yeah, it's like the prophet had paired the brotherhood. So you can read this. I don't know. It's a really long. Now another thing. What do I need to show you to prove to you that this Islam is a false religion? Going back, let's see here. So remember, try to figure out then. You can give me reasons on the orphan ayats. Quran has covered everything, but just tell me for these polytheists, the way the Quran ayats are put, and then they are saying. So I found this Surah Yunus ayat lately, 18. Maybe I did an earlier video on it and uploaded it, and I don't remember. They say these are our intercessors with Allah. And the answer to them is say, do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens or on the earth? Now, where is their evidence, right? You're going to ask me. So let me show you where the evidence can come from. Surely you people are of diverse speeches. Okay, look how we've been deceived. Or do you think the Imams have, Shias, do you think the Imams have explained to us? Okay, reading, I'm not going to read this part, it'll become very long, my live stream. Indeed, what you are promised is true. Okay, indeed, okay, where is that? By the sky with its numerous paths. Even the sky has numerous paths. But indeed, you are in differing speech. Okay, you have different languages. Or what does it mean by you have differing speech? What you say, you are, you are discordant in what you think. Okay, whatever it means by that, let me come to that. I'll just explain as I go on with the ayats in Surah Zariyat. Deluded away from it, i.e., the Quran, some say, is he who is deluded. Destroyed are the misinformers, conjecturers, liars. Kharisun, Qutila, cursed be the liars. Now here it's Qutila. Okay, so cursed be the liars. Who are lying? No, we'll see about that. Who are within a flood of confusion and heedlessness. They ask, when is the day of recompense? They don't even know when the day of judgment is. It is the day they will be tormented over the fire. And all this impatient. Indeed, the righteous will be among the gardens of spring, accepting what the Lord has given them. They used to sleep but little of the night, and in the hours before dawn they would ask forgiveness. And from the properties, petitioner, and on the earth are signs for the certain in faith. Al-Muqanina. On earth, there are signs for those who with sure faith. So, what if the polytheists point to the earth and they say, you know, this here the sign told me, God told me through this sign, these are your associate intercessors. Sorry, intercessors. But no, you won't believe that. So, and in yourselves, then will you not see? What? In yourselves are signs? In the beginning, the other ayat which says, men are of diverse, what? Discordant speech or something. What does that mean? Maybe if you speak diversely, people speaking in diverse languages, saying diverse things, what they believe in. So then what would you do? Either your God definitely sends signs on the earth, right? For sure of faith, they can see it. And then you're not told, you're not explained. What is it in yourselves, the signs of Allah? In the silence of yourself? In the soul of yourself? In the mind of yourselves? In the spirit of yourself? Do you see this? You're not told. So there was a time when I started to question my imams when I was reading Al Kafi, and it was getting like too much for me, because I was very depressed about my teacher, separated with her, just explaining a little bit again. And then I was reading like Imam Ali was saying, or some Imam was saying, if a Jew came to ask him that, these Jews were trying to test and harass Imams, that, oh, Abul Hassan. So he would say, woe unto you, because they were just trying to harass Imam Ali and not sincere. Now, I sincerely wanted to have the answer to some, what is Allah, like the intellect, Al Kafi. That's what I was stuck on, the intellect and some of the things about Allah, that book in Al Kafi. Okay? So I started to question Imams then that, no, we have not been given proper explanation. So where is it now? So now I couldn't put my hand on it, like to show the Shias. So my finger on it. Now I can. After so many years. So and also in your own selves, will you then not see? Sorry, I just put it in my own English. Will you not then see? So those certain of faith, they know. And on the earth are signs for those who have faith with certainty. And in yourselves. So these poor polytheists, now we can see, I have gone to the Hindus and seen, not that I agree with them in everything, but how do they meditate and what is the inside, where to rest, where to find the filter inside, the right and wrong. Yeah, your conscience, your conscientiousness will tell you. Your conscience will tell you, not your conscious. So there's one conscience and there's one conscious. So not just your awareness, but your awareness with your conscience, your mind, which tells you what's right and wrong. And remember, the mind can go wrong. Even at the heart, we are told in the Quran, can go astray. Hearts have a tendency to go astray. Even the soul is inclined to evil in Surah Yusuf ayat. Can't remember the number of that ayat. Now comes the very the most important part from here. This ayat. How are they to give you from my notes ayat? What ayat is this? I keep forgetting. And Surah Yunus, ayat 18. And they worship other than Allah that which neither harms them nor benefits them. And they say, these are our intercessors with Allah. Hmm? And what does Allah? Okay, so maybe you know how what a what a deception, right? Look at the ayah. What Allah says. Say, do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens or on the earth? Huh? Maybe they were the ones who found in themselves, they were shown, or on earth. Of course, the signs were shown. How are you to recognize Prophet Muhammad's prophethood? Allah told you. Even Allah did not speak to Prophet Muhammad directly. He had to send Gabriel or the trusted spirit on his heart. On his heart. So where has all this come from? Prophet Muhammad's heart through the trusted spirit. And here against the polytheists who say that they worship other than Allah these intercessors, look at the way. So we've got all the Sunni Muslim Islam and Shia Islam and a lot of confusion because it was not properly explained to the Muslims. Although we say that the Ummah was divided at the time after Prophet Muhammad, no, on Prophet Muhammad's deathbed when he was ill. Umar bin Khattab divided. Shia say this, Sunni say something else. Well, let me now show you. Now I've shown you, right? You see it again and again. Sorry, excuse me. What has, no, the, this Quran ayat, these are our intercessors with Allah. Shias will understand very well what I'm trying to say. I may be now speaking to myself. I'm just, so like I feel so deceived, misguided, betrayed by Islam. And what's more, when they told us the Jews' interpretation, okay, explanation of that Quran ayat, that the Jews once came to Prophet Muhammad that said, what about the spirit? And so the Wahi revelation came to Prophet Muhammad that the spirit's knowledge we have given you but little. It is the affair of God. If we had, again and again, look at this. If we had the spirit's knowledge, we would find out what? And in ourselves. Do you find? So there was a time in London, I was like, how beautiful it is, how great it is to go to Allah through Prophet Muhammad. Because, there was a Sunni Muslim questioning me, why are you a Shia? So I said, I believe in, my heart tells me Prophet Muhammad and his progeny, and not the Sahabas, not the way of the Sunnis or the Wahhabis or anyone, or Quran only people. Because I realized they were the wasilas and they were the ones who would guide us properly. So going to Allah through the beloved, his beloved, what is it? Like, so Allah says in the Quran, no, sorry. Yeah. Allah has put it in the Quran. Say, if you love Allah, follow me. I will love you. Allah will love you. Not even I will love you, but Allah will love you. Like that, right? So just to say that Allah will love you, not Prophet Muhammad. Anyone can say, oh, this I means Rasulullah. Does it mean Allah? So that's why it was put like this. So we explain to ourselves, and it's a good explanation, good reason to give. People can distort all sorts of things. Prophet Muhammad's life, even, and the Quran ayats, as we are told they did in the Ahl Kitab did with their books. But look what I found. These are our intercessors with Allah. Say, do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens or on the earth? So many like things, like the evidence of Prophet Muhammad that he is closer to you than your believers, closer to the believers than their own selves. So, is this universal? If this is universal truth, then why do those who go inside and the Hindus cannot find that Prophet Muhammad, the Japanese, the Chinese, why have they not found Prophet Muhammad inside of them before going to Allah, reaching Allah through the beloved? So, Qigong, I found there's this light and this energy and all this. But okay, it could be Prophet Muhammad, right? You could say that all this healer, he's the physician, he's our physician, Prophet Muhammad, and find healing through the Quran ayats, through Quran recitals and all this. Believers, there's a Quran ayat. And this is only for the perdition of the unjust. So those who believe find healing and mercy in the Quran ayats. Okay? Not in the hospitals. But some Shias have told me, no, avail the hospital. Even a Shia alim told my father that she should go to a psychiatrist. Right? Yes. So not, and I being stupid, I had to rely on the Quran as even cancer can be healed. There's, we went to this gathering in Mehfil Murtaza, Karachi, and there was this person who knew the Quran. He was young, and he even knew like which ayat could cure cancer. But at that time, I didn't ask him for that. I asked my friend to ask him, and I left because I wasn't well or something else, and it was very long. So for depression, so he gave my friend an ayat for depression. They say, "O thou to whom the revelation has come, surely thou art mad." From Surah Hijr ayat. So for 40 days, how I was to recite. So there's, like need not go to a psychiatrist. My Shia youngster, who was a Hafiz, Quran Hafiz, and knew the secrets of the Quran, had come to Karachi. I don't know if he was a Pakistani, a Shia. So, and he gave me this ayat for depression, cure for depression. Surah Hijr ki Satwi, he said, my friend told me. For 40 days, you recite this ayat and you blow it in the water, drinking water glass, and you drink that water. Shias, by the way, don't spit in the water. Dum karte hai na, dum. They blow it in the water. I think it's the 7th ayat. They say, no, 6th. They say, O you upon whom the message has been sent down, indeed you are mad. So, people making fun of you. Know how many Pakistanis and people come and say, you are mad. Maybe I'm oppressed, but they say it so callously. And they say, oh, upon whom the message has been sent down, indeed you are mad. So this, we need no psychiatrist. a Shia who knew the Quran. He was a Gnostic, like a mystic. He knew these things from the Quran, cures, and he was giving it to people. And for cancer, I didn't ask him, or for madness, this attack. And I did this for 40 days still. Uh, but the Shia alim, my father consulted in Dubai, the Shia alim, he told my father that she should go to a psychiatrist. So if you want to cure your Muslim for depression, a Shia Hafiz Quran and very like spiritually knowledgeable about the Quran gave me this cure for depression. 40 days, every day, once you recite this and blow it in the water you're drinking and drink the water. 40 days, your depression will go. But nothing went. Sixth ayat of Surah Hijr, not Surah Zariyat, sorry. Okay, and so let me see what else. And they mocked every single messenger that came to them. Thus do we insert, i.e., denial, into the hearts of the criminals. So, not knowing the person's case, not knowing the person, they're ridiculous. Even Muslims do it. You are mad and you are. So, this. But okay, let me see. They would say our eyes have only been dazzled. Rather, we are people affected by magic. And we have placed within the heaven great stars and have purified it for the observers. You see? Placed into great stars. And I said, not only is it, well, it's also like a guide. And we have protected it from every devil expelled from the mercy of Allah. Except one who steals a hearing and is pursued by a clear burning flame. Balanced thing. Okay, no, nothing relating to my recent talk here. Discovering again and again that there are discrepancies in the Quran ayats. So, what within yourselves? How can we find within ourselves? So I really searched sincerely for Prophet Muhammad's, and the answer to my question that how great is it to go to Allah through Prophet Muhammad? And where did I had to search? I had to search within myself. So I had to meditate. Like the Quran, I'd say, reflect on this ayat also, reflect on the ayats, signs I've sent down, Quran ayat. So whether I should reflect on the Quran ayats Somewhere it says, Allah says, do they not then ponder upon the Quran? Great deal of discrepancy, right? Lifewithallah.com. Anyways, you see, this could take a long time if I go like this and I'm not prepared, sorry. But then why does it say here, though that could be for the Quran ayats? I'm saying that could be, reflect on the Quran ayats for the Quran ayats. But why does it say in Surah Zariyat that those sure of faith, they know on the earth there are signs for those sure of faith, and in yourselves. So when it is said in the Quran ayat, Prophet Muhammad, the messenger of Allah, is closer to you, to the believers, than their own selves, then go inside and find out where is that place that Prophet Muhammad is closer to us than our own selves. So going in myself to find Prophet Muhammad who is closer to me than my own self. That's how I saw it. But here, this Quran ayat is here. It says, you will find, sure of faith will find in yourselves. Then it says, will you not then see? See, you see. In yourselves. And no guidance from the Imams. So this self, which is pure from the world, now we have all the guidance from Muji, leave the mind, and I also saw that there's pure awareness by, shall I look in the mind? Shall I look in my conscience? Where is the conscience, which gives you right from wrong? How do we get there? Which is the right reasoning, because reasoning can be tarnished also. We are told in Al-Kafi by our Imams. Someone was having doubts about ablutions and prayer, obligatory prayers, and he was an intellectual person. So Imam said that, see, the cause of it, he's obeying shaitan. Now shaitan can contaminate our minds, and we are told evil, the soul is inclined to evil. Where are we to look? Then we are told in Surah Dhariyat to even look in ourselves and on earth, the signs for those sure of faith. Soul is inclined to evil. So Hazrat Yusuf says that if God had not had mercy on me, I would have been like the king's wife, and I would have given in to her seduction and her attacks. Verily, the human self, it means the soul, is inclined to evil. Nafs. Nafs is the soul. Except when my Lord bestows His mercy. So so now look inside yourself for that mercy of God. I do not exculpate myself. Lo, the human soul enjoineth unto evil. Okay, here the human soul. Enjoineth unto evil. Save that wherein my Lord hath mercy. It's the same thing, right? So, where is that insight that is sure of faith, gives you that surety of faith? Not explained, not shown by our Imams earlier on. And now Imam Mahdi is going to come and show us. Isn't it too late? So this is Surah Yusuf, ayat 53. And then, have I confused you enough? And in yourselves, nafs, in your souls, right? In yourself, anfusikum. It's a part of yourself. Your nafs is a part of you. Then will you not? Then will not you see in yourselves? So misguidance, confusion. Most of you, what you could be doing is reflecting on the Quran ayats. Reflect in ones or two single, reflect on the signs or proofs in singly or in twos, however it's put. And also we will show them our signs in the universe and in their own selves. This is another ayat, but God's attributes. This is so created mates for you, your kind. Can't find that ayat which says reflect in yourselves, reflect. Maybe it's just reflect in reflect singly or in twos. Where's that common good refrain? Oh, help come, behold Allah. Can't find it. Maybe I'll just have to search. Where am I going? We have Surah Hijr ayat explained towards understanding the Quran, IslamicStudies.info, meaning man shows that the soul. Oh God. So a single soul from it, he created its mate. I don't know why they're giving me this, but the reflecting, reflect singly or in twos on here it is. Found it finally. Surah Sabah ayat 46. Say, I only advise you of one thing, that you stand for Allah, seeking truth in pairs and individually, and then give thought. There is not in your companion any madness. He is only a warner to you before a severe punishment. You see? Say unto them, O Muhammad, I exhort you onto one thing only, that you're awake for Allah's sake by twos and singly, and then reflect. There is no madness. Acha, it's not about the science, but where will you find the evidence? Very good. Evidence of Prophet Muhammad. Where will you find it? Surah Sabah ayat 46. Let me quickly do this, quickly. Say, Kul, only I advise you for one thing. Wahidatan. One thing. That you stand for Allah in pairs and as individuals. Then reflect, not is in your companion any madness, not he except is a warner for you, before a punishment severe. So it says reflect. Now the thing is that where do I reflect? And what is this reflection? How do you reflect? And then reflect. Reflection needs, okay, you look at Prophet, like, you see, what is this reflection? Meaning? Or reflect. Throwing back by a body or surface of light, heat or sound without absorbing it. Serious thought or consideration. But we have to see what's the meaning of reflection. So serious thought or consideration. So where's that thought, that which mind is going to tell us? This is where I got stuck also in my religion about, you see, where, and then God says, like, reflect that Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet, right? He's not mad or possessed by some spirit, evil spirit, but by a trusted, or by Ruach Qudus, okay, the Holy Spirit, of a surface or body, throw back heat, light, or throw back without absorbing it. So here I got stuck with this word, reflect. How to reflect? Of course, you can reflect singly and you stand. Okay, so you stand for Allah, of course, because I was a Shia. I stand for Allah in pairs and as individuals. Then reflect. You see this? Think. Fikr. Come. Does this word come from thought, fikr? So think, reflect, contemplate, meditate. And what will you find? That he is a warner, nadirun, for you, before a punishment severe. And he's not jinnatan, he's not possessed. Your companion, again, the companions were asking, so where do we reflect? How do we reflect? to find Rasulullah is not possessed, nor but that he's a warner for you, nadir, of a severe punishment. Give thought, some say. So you also need to give thought, right? And then what has Pascal said about love? That's huh? Love has its reasons, which reason itself does not know. So just a word, just look at this, which reason itself. Just adding this. How are you going to reflect? Oops, Quran ayat, I'm so used to. Pascal. Blaise Pascal. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, sorry if I've wrongly pronounced it. The heart, sorry, love, no. The heart has its reasons, which reason knows nothing of. Love has reasons which reason cannot understand. So there's another quote also, not only of the heart, but Goodreads, thank you, and brainy quote. Love has reasons which reason cannot understand. Love has reasons. Love is not a product of reasoning and statistics. It just comes. So there's quote park.com. Mark Twain, American author. So the heart has itself, its own reason. The reason itself cannot understand. Do you see this? So do you think from the heart, like how do you reflect in yourselves also, where you will find the sign in yourself? Surah Zariyat. Please look at this. So all this confusion, and I used to get stuck. And now, if you're looking for an answer, I don't have an answer, but just showing you that in these Quran ayats, from the Quran ayats, getting stuck, not understanding, a lot of confusion, not clear, unless I went to the imams and I prayed to the imams, I prayed to the final imam. I didn't find an answer. So I don't have an answer right now, but I can only say that, and from the other ayats too, and from this ayat that it's Islam. It's not fair, right? Look at the way Allah has. Do you inform Allah of something He does not know in the heavens or on the earth? This is a big challenge for them, because no matter what evidence these polities give you, you will not accept it, neither did the Prophet accept it. And here I showed you the fallacy of this ayat also, Surah Baqarah ayat 213. Mankind was a one religion, a one ummah. Even if you take Surah Yunus ayat 19, that then they differed, I explained to you. What do you see? Very painfully we see that this Islam and Prophet Muhammad has betrayed us. For now, I think this is enough, and I'll end. Thank you so much for the likes. Okay, any questions on this? No one has joined, but thank you so much for the likes, and hope you take this seriously and give it a serious thought. how betrayed I feel. And do you feel the same way now? So sorry about that if you do, because it is very, very painful again and again. Thank you so much.